English Premier League has grown into one of the most successful sports leagues globally since its inception in 1992, and is also considered the world's best football league. Home to some of the historic and world-class clubs, players, and managers, the Premier League doesn't fail to bring in excitement week in and week out. Being the richest soccer league, the English top flight is also one of the most viewed spectacles in the world. The league is also steeped in rich history, having been adorned with some legendary players and clubs throughout its entire timeline. Those clubs have constantly strived for greatness, enjoying various degrees of success. Here we take a look at the 10 most successful clubs in Premier League history. 10. Aston Villa. Aston Villa's resurgence under Unai Emery over the last couple of seasons has been remarkable given the decline they experienced in the previous decade. However, the Villains are one of the most successful English clubs, winning the Football League First Division, the precursor to the Premier League, and FA Cup 7 times, the EFL Cup 5 times, and most notably, the European Cup in 1981-82, where they defeated Bayern Munich in the finals. Although their success predates the Premier League era, the Villains enjoyed a good spell in the 90s, finishing as the runners-up in the inaugural edition, followed by regular finishes inside the top 10 and European places. Villa have also been graced with eminent players, including the likes of Paul McGrath, Pete With, Brian Little, Dwight York, Gabriel Agbonlahor, Dennis Mortimer, Gareth Barry, and Jack Grealish. 9. Newcastle United. The end of the 2000s saw Newcastle United reach new lows, but they were priorly one of the recognizable forces since the inception of the Premier League. After earning the promotion to the top flight, the Magpies played an attractive brand of football from 1993 to 1997 under legendary manager Kevin Keegan, which saw them earn the nickname Entertainers, still regarded as one of the best Premier League teams in the history. Stacked with some star players like Alan Shearer, the Premier League's all-time top scorer, Rob Lee, Peter Beardsley, and Shay Given, Newcastle ended up runners-up twice and secured a third-place finish inside just 4 seasons. After a slight dip, they once again became a top 4 contender at the start of the millennium under legendary gaffer Sir Bobby Robson. Newcastle have won 4 league titles and 6 FA Cups in their history. 8. Blackburn Rovers. While Blackburn Rovers have disappeared from the Premier League scene in the last decade, their performances were noteworthy in the formative years of the league. Finishing 4th and 2nd in the first 2 seasons, Blackburn cruised to the Premier League title in the 1994-95 season under the guidance of legendary manager Kenny Dalglish, their first league title in 80 years. Spearheaded by the legendary Alan Shearer, the title-winning squad also contained the likes of Chris Sutton, Tim Sherwood, and Tim Flowers. Blackburn are one of the 7 teams that have won a Premier League title, a feat which remains unachievable for many others, thus cementing their spot in the list of most successful and best Premier League teams of all time. 7. Tottenham Hotspur. Despite being deprived of enough titles in their history, Tottenham Hotspur's emergence in the Premier League since the last decade has been remarkable. The Lilywhites became a regular top 4 contender under the extraordinary guidance of then-manager Mauricio Pochettino, who also broke the barriers and led Spurs to a runners-up finish in the 2018-19 UEFA Champions League, a high point in Spurs club's history. The North Londoners also grew in popularity, attracting some high-profile names and managers such as Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, and the current coach Ange Postecoglou, who has been tasked with ending the club's trophy drought, something his predecessors couldn't. 6. Leicester City. Leicester City's hallowed 2015-16 Premier League winning season was enough for them to make it to this elite list. Hailed as one of the best underdog stories in the history of sports, the Foxes stunned the world after cruising to the league title by aplomb, finishing 10 points ahead of Arsenal. Legendary Italian gaffer Claudio Ranieri masterminded the triumph, while the players from the fabled squad such as N'Golo Kante and Riyad Mahrez would become household names in the league. The Foxes' popularity grew from that point, and under Brendan Rodgers they further solidified their position as one of the strongest English sides, finishing in European places for 2 seasons as well as clinching the FA Cup in 2021. However, the Foxes have endured a significant downfall in recent seasons, marked by their relegation to the Championship in 2023. They are now back in the Premier League. 5. Liverpool. For all their unparalleled success in the 70s and 80s, Liverpool had to wait for 30 years to win the Premier League in the 2019-20 season under revolutionary manager Jurgen Klopp. The Reds had looked ill-fated in the quest to end their trophy drought until Klopp stepped in. The German manager redefined the club's fortunes, winning every possible title, while transforming the Reds into one of the best sides in Europe. Klopp's era will be remembered in the upper echelons of the Reds' history, alongside legendary figures like Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, and Kenny Dalglish. The baton has now been passed to Arne Slot, who is off to a great start to his managerial spell, with Liverpool topping the Premier League and Champions League table this season. 4. Arsenal. Arsenal's dominance in the 2000s under legendary manager Arsene Wenger saw them attain the status of one of the best sides in the world. The Gunners' rivalry with Manchester United at the top made for an exciting watch, with Wenger's men clinching the Premier League titles in 1997-98, 2001-02, and 2003-04, and becoming a regular in the Champions League. The infamous undefeated run they had in the 2003-04 campaign, which saw them earn the nickname Invincibles, continues to echo throughout the club's history. While the league title continues to evade for around 2 decades, there are high hopes under current manager Mikel Arteta, who has led the Gunners to back-to-back runners-up finishes. 3. Chelsea. Chelsea enjoyed a meteoric rise from the millennium, establishing himself as one of the most fearsome sides in the world. The arrival of Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich as the Blues' owner completely changed the club's landscape. Chelsea roped in some of the legendary managers like Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti, alongside a raft of high-profile players who were all instrumental in the Londoners establishing their dominance. Making the Premier League a fascinating three-way race involving Man Ut and Arsenal, Chelsea clinched 5 league titles in 2004-05, 2005-06, 2009-10, 2014-15, and 2016-17. In the meantime, they have also won 2 Champions League titles in 2012 and 2021. The Blues have hit rock bottom over the last couple of seasons, but they are looking to make a comeback under the new ownership of Clear Lake Capital, who have invested in one of the most expensive squads in Europe, overflowing with talent. 2. Manchester City. Regarded as one of the greatest teams of all time, Manchester City have been the untouchables in the Premier League in the last 10 years, emphasized by their 6 league title wins in the last 7 seasons. Pep Guardiola's reign will go down as the pinnacle in Man City's club history, as the Spanish manager has created a dynasty that has reigned supreme on all fronts. City have also stacked their trophy cabinet with 2 FA Cups, 5 EFL Cups, 1 UEFA Champions League, and 1 FIFA Club World Cup under Pep Guardiola. Much to City's relief, the former Barcelona gaffer has extended his contract until 2026, which will not be good news for their rivals. 1. Manchester United. Despite their fall from grace in the last decade, during which they failed to win a single league title, United still have the most number of Premier League titles, thanks to the unparalleled legacy of Sir Alex Ferguson. The Scottish gaffer, also the longest-serving manager in UT's history, led the Red Devils to unscalable heights during his reign, winning an astonishing 13 league titles, 5 FA Cups, and 3 Champions League titles. United became one of the most successful and fearsome sides in the world under Ferguson, whose consistency was quite astonishing. A cornerstone in the club's history, Man U have been trying to fill Ferguson's void since his departure, but without any success until now. Therefore, they secures the first spot in this list of best Premier League teams. And that wraps up our countdown of the 10 most successful clubs in Premier League history. From the underdog stories like Leicester City to the unparalleled dominance of Manchester United and Manchester City, the league has given us countless memories, unforgettable moments, and legendary players. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to 10 Things You Didn't Know About Yesterday for more deep dives into the rich world of football and beyond. What's your favorite Premier League moment or club from this list? We'd love to hear from you, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.